Thank you.
Okay, I am good to go.
What's your name and title, Alex?
Alex O'Brien, President of Responsible Future Illawarra.
So what are you doing here today, Alex? You and your colleagues, I guess.
Yeah, look, our group came down here. Sorry? But our group came down here because we heard the Prime Minister was going to be here, and the Labor Party have continued to decline the opportunity to speak to our community about the offshore wind farm. We've got grave concerns from an economic, environmental aspect. We're concerned about local jobs in fishing and tourism, and that's why we're here today. And we've also got an inquiry into offshore wind at the moment, which is continuing to be held up by a Labor Greens controlled Senate. They've met 5 times and the committee can't even lock in a date. We want accountability, we want transparency, and that was our message to the Prime Minister today.
Do you think you have it?
Just that mic is...
Oh God, is that fine? He did just say then, though, he's got no control over the report. His party's got no control over the report. Do you buy that?
No, we don't, because when the government wanted an inquiry into the nuclear energy, they did that within 2 months. We've been waiting over 6 months, and we've seen the most opposition against offshore wind around the country than any other energy form. So we demand accountability and transparency and to fast track this inquiry. The question for the Prime Minister and the local Labor MPs is, have they contacted those senators, the Labor senators, the Green senators, to fast track that inquiry? No, they haven't. And that's why we're upset, because they're trying to bury the truth that is in those submissions that our community spent a lot of time putting together, sharing their experiences, and that's what we need to make sure is public, and we need to investigate that further.
Could this impact how you, or people who are part of the your coalition here, affect how you vote, whether or not that report is published?
Look, yes, but it's important to have this information before an election. We were promised by a number of senators that the inquiry would happen within a reasonable amount of time, and now this latest extension looks like it's just purely to try and bury it if an early election is called. So we've made it clear to our community, we will let them know where candidates sit on this issue and let them decide who they back. We know the coalition, we know the independents have made a commitment, if they form government, to scrap this project, and that is what our group wants.
Do you have an opinion on Carol Berry, or is it just any Labor candidate for you? It's more about the party than the individual candidates?
Well, look, we want candidates at the end of the day that represent the Illawarra. We want people that at least come from the branches of those political parties, and this is just a parachuted decision.
She's from Mount Gambier, she's not from far away.
Well, we've heard she lives in Thirroul now, so again, it depends on what.
20 minutes.
But we also know she's a 3 times Greens candidate. She was also Chief of Staff to Michael Organ, who was the Greens MP for Cunningham, and we also know she was a National Secretary for the Greens Party. But we also know she resigned, and I asked her the question today. She resigned the Labor Party in 2016. She also formed a party way back called New Labor that was to try and push the Labor Party further to the left and align with the Greens.
Is anyone here today members of the Labor branch party?
No, but we have people here who have supported the Labor Party in the past.
Do you have issues with Ben Britton, who's the Liberal candidate who has previously run under the United Australia Party?
Look, our main focus is candidates that are opposed to offshore wind. So we make it clear where candidates sit, but it is up to the community to determine where they prefer in terms of their other policies.
Cool.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Alex.